You have been job searching for 4 months. Talented, experienced, and completely invisible to every hiring manager you apply to.
If that sounds familiar, trust me, you are definitely not alone. A staggering 59% of job seekers right now feel like their applications are just, well, disappearing into a complete void. It is incredibly frustrating, especially when you know you've got the skills, the drive, and the experience to back it up. But to escape this black hole, we really need to completely rethink how we play the game.
Now, what's really interesting here is this. Tailored applications get a 15 to 20% response rate. Generic ones get just 1.5%. That gap is not luck.
Most people think the job search is a numbers game. Send more, hear back more. But the data says the exact opposite. The people getting interviews fastest are sending fewer applications, not more.
So how do we actually do this? Let me show you the 3 exact steps I teach my clients.
Step 1. Before you apply to any role, spend 20 minutes researching that specific company. Find one recent news story, one challenge they are facing, and one reason you genuinely want to work there. Write one sentence in your cover letter that references it directly. This alone separates you from 90% of applicants.
To see why that works so well, just think about the difference in how these sound. If you open with a generic hook like, I am writing to apply for the position of, well, you instantly blend into the noise. You just become another piece of paper in a massive stack. But a strategic hook, saying something like, when I saw your team was looking to solve this specific problem, I knew I had to reach out. That proves immediately that you actually understand their world. You know, hiring managers are just stressed out humans trying to solve a problem. So write to them like you're the exact solution to their headache. You're positioning yourself not as an applicant asking for a favor, but as a consultant arriving to help.
Step 2. Rewrite the top third of your CV for every application. Not the whole thing, just the summary and your most recent role. Mirror the exact language from the job description. Takes 15 minutes, doubles your ATS pass rate.
Now, the really crucial point here is why we focus on that top third. Applicant tracking systems, or ATS filters, are essentially digital bouncers at the club. They literally reject 75% of applications before human eyes even see them. So mirroring their language right at the top, that's a non-negotiable strategy to get past the bouncer. You must naturally weave in their keywords and put real, quantifiable numbers behind your achievements to prove you belong on the VIP list. Just think of it as speaking their native language back to them right at the front door.
Step 3. Before you hit send, ask yourself one question. If I were the hiring manager reading this, would I know within 10 seconds why this specific person is right for this specific role? If the answer is no, rewrite it until it is yes.
Now you might be wondering, why do highly experienced professionals fail this 10-second test so often? Well, it basically comes down to a psychological concept called cognitive automaticity. Think about driving a car. You don't consciously think about checking the mirrors, hitting the blinker, and turning the wheel anymore, right? You just do it. The exact same thing happens with your career. When you're an absolute expert, your brilliant work just feels like, well, doing your job. You operate on autopilot, and because of that, you completely forget to articulate the immense, complex value of your skills on the page. Your own achievements kind of become invisible to you, which unfortunately means they're invisible to the hiring manager too.
To fix this, you really need a fundamental shift in your approach. You've got to stop being just a doer who lists generic daily duties and chores. Instead, you need to act as a cognitive architect. You have to consciously break that curse of knowledge. Dig out those hidden achievements, the thousands of dollars you saved, the broken processes you totally fixed, and build a framework that makes your value painfully obvious to the hiring manager in seconds. You are essentially translating your autopilot expertise into a language a total stranger can instantly understand and value.
I worked with a client recently, a senior marketing professional, who sent 200 applications in 6 months.
And got 0 interviews. Switched to this exact approach.
4 interviews in 3 weeks. And the wider data backs us up perfectly. A generic job search takes an average of 8 to 12 grueling weeks just to land a first interview. But when you switch to a strategic approach, customizing those fewer, highly targeted applications, you slash that time down to just 2 to 4 weeks. Quality beats quantity every single time. The job search is not a lottery. It is a skill. And like any skill, the right approach gets you there faster.
Book a free 30-minute call with me below and let us build your strategy together.
I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. If you applied your highest level of professional strategy to your job search today, what exactly would change tomorrow? Stop settling for the black hole. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Now get out there, take some targeted action, and go get those interviews.